Hey y'all, it's your girl. I'm bringing you back another video. This video, I'm going to be showing you how I did a lace closure sew-in on myself. Here on the video, you're seeing that I'm just bleaching the knots on my lace. I didn't give detailed instructions or show you a lot about that because, we all know how to bleach lots. Here, I'm just putting on a cap and starting the melting process. I typically buy a dark beige cap. Even though you can see it's not the color of my skin, I rather go lighter than darker first. And if it's too light, then I make it the color I want with my makeup and things like that. It's not to say that you cannot use the darker cap if you're dark skinned, but I just choose to go lighter first. I use the protective gel to melt my cap. I do use the Got to Be Glue spray as well, but I use the protective gel first. I don't know if it just makes me feel a little bit more secure, or I just don't like too much of the Got to Be on my edges. All of these products have a lot of alcohol in it, and I just feel like, alcohol dries your hair out. I mean, I'm not really preventing it from touching my hair, but I use both of them. It's just more security for me. You could choose to use both or just one. It's really up to you. Whatever works for you is perfectly fine, but I do both. I think that I'm so used to doing quick weaves on my hair that I haven't got out of the whole using the protective gel. So I'm like, we'll try it out. And it actually works, so it's cool. As you can see, I cut the sides of my cap just so that everything is flat all the way around my edges. And that's what that does. If you keep it on your ear, then of course it's lifted at the ear area and it's not going to be flat around your edges. It's not very important, to be honest, to take it all the way around your head because it's a sew-in. But I like for my cap to stay still. When you start sweating, caps roll up. Even though it is a sew-in, I just did it all the way around. It's not necessary, I don't think, to put any in the middle, but that's up to you. Here you'll see where I've already cut my cap. I'm drying the melt down, and I've already put the makeup that I want on there. This is my lace closure. It's already been bleached, washed, and blow dried. I've also did some plucking on it as well. Here you'll see I'm just cutting off the sides, and you have to do that. Here I'm pointing at these 2 points. I put my lace on top of my head and put those 2 points so that I know where to place the glue. It just makes it a little bit more easier. I don't want to make it where it's too far down or too much glue and no hair is going there. I did notice when I'm doing my hair that that closure is not completely in the middle of my head. I didn't notice that before. I did make it work, but it's not directly in the middle. You probably can't really tell from here, but yeah. When putting your glue, you want to put a very thin layer. I put about 2 to 3 layers on my head, but you want to put a very thin layer. And if you could see from the video, I put my glue on top of the stocking cap and then I motion forward. To me, it just helps more with melting that cap down. If you go against the cap and go backwards, I've done that before. And I also got a video of that I haven't posted, y'all. I'm a little backwards, but it's okay. I'll post that video and you can see the difference. If you go against the cap, like if I was moving that comb backwards with the glue, to me it seems like the glue go up under your cap and it lifts it and it's not as flat anymore. So I would put the glue on top of the stocking cap like you just seen I did, and I move forward towards my forehead. And again, you want to make the glue very thin as possible. I typically think the best time that came out for me is the less white that you see. Like I keep rubbing it in and don't see as much white. That's my key. A lot of times people put it on, it's still white and they get it to dry, but it just doesn't work for me. So I'm just putting on more layers, making sure that I have enough. And I was letting it air dry. And here I am putting on the third layer. And you want to put enough down so that when you are rubbing it on top of the previous glue, it's not sticky. Once whatever you're using sticks to the glue and you pull it up, it becomes white and I can't get it away. That's just been my problem. But yep, just putting on the glue. Like I said, I do put 3 layers, very thin layers. As long as they're very thin, they should dry clear like you want it to be. If your glue is still white, more than likely it's going to show through your lace, and that's something that you do not want it to do. So the thing that I've learned that works for me is that the thin layers that I put on there, the more, the more thin it is, the better for me, and it dries pretty good. I've seen videos where people put 4 layers, 2 layers. I've even seen people use the Got to Be spray, but I don't think that's sufficient enough. But so I'm putting another layer. So I guess I put 4 on this one, y'all. But like I said, it's really up to you. And it's been times where I've only done 3. So I guess this time I just really wanted it to be secure. I try to focus a lot on this one, like really take my time and really do everything right and not rush on this one because, I'm really trying to learn it and I want to do the best. Now you see in that corner where it's kind of like caked up. Hopefully that dries and we'll be okay. So yep, just keep rubbing it in, and then let it air dry. Or you can use your blow dryer. I haven't figured out if it's supposed to be like warm temperature, cool temperature, hot. I haven't figured that out. I don't really use a blow dryer. You can see I'm trying to fan it. I don't really use a blow dryer. I typically let it air dry. So here you can see I don't know why the camera, you can't see my whole head. And I do apologize about that, y'all. But here I'm just tying it down. I don't have a melt belt. I think that's what it's called. And I actually do have one my friend gave me from the Wig Experience. Go follow her. But I couldn't find it at the time. So I'm just tying it down. Tying your lace down is what seals it blow dry wise tied down. Here you will see now I cut my lace with scissors in the middle so that I don't have to go all the way across. I do 1/2 at a time. And I actually believe that I cut the lace off of camera, so I do apologize. But I used the razor. And you can see here I got my lace in. And I've also already sewed down my lace. Now, even with doing a quick weave lace closure, I always sew my lace. Because if you sew it down, you can reuse it even with your quick weaves. So this is a sew in, but as you can see from the thing, I just went around, all the way around the lace and sewed it down. It is, as you can see, it is kind of sloppy. It's not neat how I sew the closure down, but I'm doing it on myself, so whatever. It'll get covered. You're not even going to see that. But when doing it on another client, of course, it's much neater than that because I can see. What I chose, so the lengths that I used was 24, 22, and 20. And I was actually I'm gonna try something different next time. Maybe like I'm gonna skip some inches. Like normally when you buy bundle packages, you'll do 16, 18, 20 or 10, 12, 14. I think I want to try something different where I'm doing 24, 20, and maybe a 16 to see how that turns out, so it could be really, really layered and adjusted and all that. I'm going to try that out one day. But this is 24, 22, and 20. I think my lace closure is a 12 or maybe a 16. I think it's a 12. And that's fine because, typically you want the top of your head and maybe have a little layer in it. But that is up to you. But mine is a 12. The first bundle, the 24, I wanted to make sure that I got all of my bundles in my head, so I double weft them, if that's what it's called. Yeah. So you can see it here in the picture. I didn't unfold it. I put basically sewed 2 tracks in at the same time. It just saved time. It was at the end of my hair. It was like Once I got finished, I noticed it was a little gappy. So I did eventually have to go back in and fill it in with little excess hair that I had, but I was able to put the whole 3 bundles in. So the first one I do double welted. I might have did the second one like that, but I don't know. We'll see when we get to that point. So yeah, if you guys want me to do a video about how I sew in my tracks, so when you watch me do it myself, it's a little different because you guys can't see the back and what I'm doing and the techniques that I'm using. It's kind of, that wouldn't be a good video for me to do it on myself. But if you guys do want a video with me showing you how I go about sewing it in and putting my knots in and things like that, I definitely will do a video for you guys so that you can see it. I keep pausing. I'm watching television, y'all. But yeah, I'm just literally sewing it in. I'm putting little knots in between them and just make sure I track secure. I used to actually not do the knots all the way through. I would wait until I get to each end and do a knot. But I was actually watching a couple videos with people doing sew-ins, and the technique actually works, especially with the flip over method. With doing the knot, it just helps it lay pretty flat. The main person that I watch on YouTube is TT Does It All. If you want to take a look at some of her videos, she's great. Gave you all the details you need to do sew-ins. I do watch her a lot. I be studying, y'all, okay? Every spare time I have, I be going on YouTube trying to find out everything. And everything I learn, I'm going to try it, get perfected, and I'm going to teach it all to y'all. So, but yeah, if y'all want one of those videos with me doing a sew-in, I think I actually got a client coming up next with a sew-in, so I'm going to videotape that and just give y'all some pointers on that. So I think that I'm gonna turn some music on while we finish up this little sew-in. So I wanted to come back because if y'all can see that I just cut the weft. What I'm doing at the top, because if y'all know, I don't have any edges around the top. So I actually, if you could see, I actually sewed my track to my closure just to tilt it up a little bit to have full coverage. I just took the little points of the track and sewed it very flat to my closure. If I would have did both wefts like that, it probably would have seemed very bulky. So I cut, I'm cutting them. So I cut the first half of the weft, stitched that down, and then now I'm stitching down the other part of it. It is kind of confusing. Like I said, if you guys want me to do a video of it, I'll definitely, and see I'm cutting the other part. So and at this point, I am going to start doing single wefts because I'm at the top and I don't want it to be bulky. I definitely want my closure and everything up under it to be very smooth. So, continue watching. So I wanted to come back because it's almost the end. I actually did not completely finish this style on video. The whole sew-in is in, but you don't see where I pressed the lace and everything. So I posted something from my car. I wanted to make a quick video because I'm on my way to work and I didn't have a chance to like style the hair. But do y'all see this part and this lace? Do y'all see that shit? Do y'all see that shit? I ain't even styled it. I just pressed the part a little bit. But do y'all see that still? Your girl's getting it, okay? I'll post another video with me styling it.